Part 276. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2751. Thinking of the imminent extreme danger, Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, rolled his eyes subconsciously. Then I had a plan in my mind. And now, the phantom of the demon god on Colosseum number 8 has completely condensed. Prevent. Stop it. Disrupt the ritual of this faceless demon. Quick. At the critical moment, Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, couldn't hold on any longer, and then roared crazily. He hoped to pull this matter back from the death line, but he had completely missed it at this moment. The whirlwind of death is frantically gathering, giving people a sense of conscious suppression. Horror makes no sense. At this moment, it is even going to take off in full swing. What the hell is going on? The mentality is really unsteady. Really panic. The cool moonlight is practicing for you to the end. Associate host, the phantom of the demon god has materialized. The incarnation of the demon god has descended. That's too late. A staff member of the Colosseum took a deep breath, then quickly shook his head and said, "In the current situation, it was directly followed by collapse. What the hell are you trying to do?" The situation collapsed into nothing. The mentality gradually exploded completely. Let all this follow a complete depression. Crazy explosive feeling, all crazy ideas. Everything is gone. It's coming. This is really coming. Devil God, true God. This is the rhythm of the sky. Run, run. This Colosseum can't stay anymore. The combat power of the demon god incarnation cannot be resisted by manpower. By then, this place will be completely destroyed. Hey, this Colosseum is going to be completely cold. Hee hee. This is their own destruction. Speaking of which, my humming heart has actually become much more carefree. It seems to be really like this, and I feel comfortable in my heart. But the star core we bet on is still in the Colosseum, that's all my net worth. You mean rushing in to snatch the star core? Damn it, that's all my wealth, how about not taking it? I'm just looking flustered now. What kind of trouble is this trying to make? Hold on, okay, my little heart is beating fast. The sound of roaring came one after another, invisibly giving people a sense of conscious shock. At this moment, thinking to myself, the black lines on the forehead became more and more. Jump at the moment of death. It's over. It's over. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, took a deep breath, his lips twitched involuntarily, thinking to himself, the gesture of swallowing saliva was very real. Thinking this way in my heart at this moment, my eyeballs frantically flicked. Invisibly, it gives people a sense of mental tremor. Very false. Really difficult. Uncle G was floating in mid-air, his hands were clenched tightly into fists at this moment, thinking to himself, his eyes were floating around. The whole person drifted imperceptibly, and the twitching of the corners of his mouth also increased. Nervousness is inevitable, at the moment on the arena, but his precious apprentice. But if something unexpected happens, it will be completely cold. At that time, how should we deal with ourselves? Slayer God. This bastard is more promising than me. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2752. Tai Shiji murmured to himself, and then let out a foul breath, thinking to himself, his facial expression changed very quickly. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. At this moment, the entire Colosseum is moving crazily. Those jumping up and down seemed particularly panicked. Number 8 Colosseum. It's you, summoning the deity. The phantom of the demon god gradually reveals the true god, about 3 to 5 feet high, and the whole body is filled with thick black mist. Looking at it at a glance, it is quite touching. Your Majesty the great demon god. Your humblest follower, Ridhorn, begs you to help me eradicate this blasphemous demon in front of me. I am willing to sacrifice my body and live forever as a nourishment for the devil's crown. The faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn was talking, and then murmured to himself. Anyway, he couldn't see his face, and he didn't know the changes in his facial expressions. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. Heavenly demon. The faceless demon. The blood has been mixed. But it's good to be able to maintain it to this level. The phantom of the demon god swayed up and down, and while talking, the facial expression changed very sincerely, and the eyeballs rolled all around as he spoke. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this feeling will gradually follow in place. Immediately following, demon god phantom suddenly turned his head again, his eyes flickered with a different kind of brilliance. He stared directly at Fang Fan who was beside him. Ants. How dare you target the descendants of the demon god? You kill yourself. Let this deity devour your soul. Demon god Shueying said with a snort, now she is extremely arrogant. Sand sculpture. Fang Fan shrugged and said sincerely. At this moment, in Fang Fan's eyes, there is not much difference between this phantom of the demon god and the sand sculpture. With a glance at the past, it feels basically in place. The emotional things seem to be very pure. If you are really here, I really have no choice but to run away. But you. Hee. Kill at will. There was a hint of hostility in Fang Fan's eyes. He licked his lips while talking at the moment, and the black lines on his forehead gradually gathered. Exploding, gathering. This wave looks more and more interesting. Roar. How dare you talk to me like that? Arrogant ants. You have aroused the interest of the deity. I plan to eat away your soul bit by bit. Tisk. It's comfortable. Roar. The roaring voices are frantically gathering, and the facial expressions are changing particularly rapidly. Immediately, the phantom of the demon god stretched out a palm the size of a screen, wanting to slap Fang Fan to death directly. There was a wicked smile on the corner of Fang Fan's mouth, and he didn't seem to take it seriously. If the faceless demon Spike used other methods, Fang Fan might really feel panicked, but now, how come the sense of panic? To put it bluntly, this phantom of the demon god is actually a divine consciousness of the demon god. As for dealing with true gods and consciousness, Fang Fan naturally has his own method. Fang Fan rolled his eyes, thinking to himself, the corners of his mouth rose wildly. It's getting more and more interesting. This is the record delivered to the door. It's time to use this magic skill. The last time I wiped out the true God consciousness, seems to have been a long time. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 2753. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, thinking to himself, then nodded silently, and the smiles on the corners of his mouth grew more and more. Rage God's Finger. Fang Fan muttered to himself, but he didn't see any specific movements, he just moved his index finger. This index finger was previously fused with a part of the real God's phalanx, and it aroused the magical skill of the Rage God's Finger randomly. Now is the time to unleash it all. Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, thinking to himself, the sound of breathing became extremely rapid. After Fang Fan displayed the magical skill of Rage God's Finger, 100 feet long and 10 feet wide magic finger fell from the sky, aiming directly at the phantom of the demon god. The demon god phantom, who was originally arrogant suddenly trembled at this moment. Something is wrong with this wave, very wrong. How did it become like this? So scary. How can it be? What the hell is this? Roll. Go away. Asshole. Extreme asshole. Roll. Then came the sound of howling, and the phantom of the demon god trembled violently. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this trembling feeling is very pure. At this moment, crazy thoughts gathered in his mind, and then the phantom of the demon god collapsed imperceptibly. This is completely useless. Let go of the deity. Let go of the deity. Let you go. Go away. Go away. Let you go. Damn bastard. How dare you treat this demon god like this? Ah. Ah. Don't want. Don't want. Roar. A hysterical roar came from the phantom of the demon god, and then the entire Colosseum trembled violently. At this moment, at the location of the first-class temple of the Alliance of Light in the Holy City of Light, countless temple powerhouses gathered here, and they naturally felt the existence of this phantom of the demon god. At this moment, they are all gathered together, ready to go all out to fight. If this is the phantom incarnation of the true god of the light camp, it will be a miracle that people will tell everyone. But obviously, this is not, this is too bad. With a glance at the past, it feels like it's right in place. This time the ideas are gathered here, and the facial expressions are full of changes. Master Saint, the Knights of the Temple have assembled. Master Saint, the Judgment Department has finished. Master Saint, our Knights of Light have also assembled. Master Saint. A series of shouts followed, and the things on the scene appeared very real. Looking at it at a glance, it is probably the case. This looks so wonderful. In the blink of an eye, the whole person drifted away. Etc. Don't move. Don't move around. Why is the demon god's breath getting weaker and weaker? Is this, disappeared? How can it be? What the hell happened? What the hell, what's going on? Completely, gone. Who did this? The first rank Zyuokyu Saint, the first-class official of the Temple of the Light Alliance, stared wide-eyed, looking particularly shocked at this moment. Thinking secretly in my heart, my lips could not help but squirm silently. At the moment, the mood seems to be a little broken. What the hell is going on? The situation is broken. Why? At this moment, the priests of the first-class temples around the Temple of the Light Alliance looked at each other, looking a little confused, wondering what the hell is going on with this Lord Saint. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 2754. Just now, he summoned them here with great interest, and now he regrets it? Ah, this. Can this stop a little bit? Does this brain really hurt? Isn't it good that this wave of feelings explodes directly? At this moment, all the clergymen of the first-class Temple of the Alliance of Light looked at each other, and subconsciously complained all over. Colosseum, Colosseum number 8. At this moment, only the sound of gasping for breath is left around the number 8 beast arena. It exploded. This wave really exploded. See why it's so exciting. Eyeballs almost popped up. That's it? At this moment, the phantom of the demon god that terrified everyone was directly crushed invisible by a giant finger that fell from the sky. In the end, there was only time to make a few threats and howls. And then there is no more. Looking around at this moment, I don't know what to say. Anyway, this wave just feels scalp numb. Show off. Is this the full operation of Shiur? That's it? It's so awesome, hang and beat everyone who refuses to accept it. Am I frankly dazzled? Or am I dead? What I see now are all illusions. Why did I see the phantom of the demon god and get cold? No way, it can't really be like this. I'm going to can this still work? No, tell me sooner. Brother, you are quite normal, nothing happened, this era is crazy. I don't know what to say anymore. Damn, can't you make me feel better? I'm throwing up. It took off, this wave flew directly anyway. Hold on, brothers, hold on. The finger that fell from the sky is too awesome. Could it be that the true god of our light camp couldn't understand the phantom of the demon god pretending to be aggressive here, so he made a move? At the moment, I can only think about it this way. Huh, who would have thought that this is the case? Hold on to everything. The mentality must collapse. Did I see two true gods fighting just now? How can I be so good? This kind of picture was actually seen by me, it's too strong. I don't need to say much about the rest, anyway, it's shocking right now. Unstoppable. Full takeoff. That Xantian's luck is really great, there is a true god willing to help. No wonder he was so calm at first, did he get some news in advance? Maybe, who knows, it's better for us to be more stable than anything else. The sound of explosion followed, and the sense of explosion was particularly strong. The picture is really strong now. Anyway, looking at it at a glance, it's probably the case. The mentality of the faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn on the number 8 arena has completely collapsed at this moment. The faith in his heart collapsed. That's it? Be safe, maybe there will be better development. Now it's really broken. The phantom incarnation of the demon god he summoned with all his efforts just disappeared in this space. The demon god he believes in is invincible. This is his last whole card, and also the biggest whole card. Fake. It must be all fake. Your Majesty the demon god is invincible. Your Majesty the great demon god. Come out. Your humblest follower needs your help now. Your Majesty the demon god. Come out. Come out. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2755. The piercing roar of the faceless heavenly demon became more and more sharp. While talking at the moment, the body can't help jumping up and down. The mentality is very broken. It's crazy right now. He wanted to completely vent out the tyrannical feeling in his heart. I just feel a headache now. He wanted to scream urgently. In vain. There is absolutely no point in the moment. The whole person only feels pain and despair. At this moment, he looked completely bewildered. Can't speak, can't say anything. The once insolent and high-spirited faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn has now become foolish and foolish. Before, it was completely supported by a power of faith, but now that the power of faith has been removed, the whole person has completely become depressed. Physically and mentally exhausted. Desolation everywhere. Anyway, that's probably how it feels. Real and real. What else can I say? It's completely unnecessary. The demon god's crown is gone. Your Majesty the demon god has abandoned me. What's the point of my life now? End it? Let this all end once and for all. The end, may be also an eternal life. Let the end replace all that is in front of us. Get out. Get out of here, everyone. Disgusting. It's disgusting. You are all crazy. Ha ha ha. They are all lunatics. All will go to the 18th floor of hell. Yes. That's right. It should be like this. Tisk, tisk tisk, so exciting. Really exciting. I feel like I'm going to fly. I'm going to take off. The sound of the explosion followed continuously. The sound of roaring followed and gathered in an all-round way. Needless to say, the rest for the time being, This feeling will directly follow the full break. It's so awesome, hang and beat everyone who refuses to accept it. Fang Fan holds the heavenly Zhangjian, ready to completely eliminate the faceless demon in front of him. Just when Fang Fan was about to make a move, the body of this faceless celestial demon Sharpthorn was suddenly completely dismembered. His whole body was crazily concentrated in layers of black mist, while roaring, his eyes became more and more determined. Immediately, boom! A bang sounded, and then the body of the faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn disintegrated on its own, followed by a complete spill into the air. Everything, over. Everything happened so fast that something didn't feel real. Mentality imperceptibly followed by a complete collapse. Under everyone's gaze, the faceless demon actually blew himself up. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and looked at the black mist that was crazily gathering around him. His eyes could not help but become silent. Interesting. This looks a little different. What's the matter with the inexplicable tingling feeling? Fang Fan exhaled a foul breath, then stretched his waist. This competition is almost over. It's just that Fang Fan waited for a long time, but still no one came to announce the end of the battle. Referee. The verdict should be pronounced. Fang Fan stretched, then said with a smile. At this moment, the referee of number 8 Beast Arena had already fled to the corner of number 8 Beast Arena. The phantom of the demon god appeared before, so he was naturally afraid that he would be killed directly. The sense of panic in my heart is gathered here, and there is no need to say more about the rest. A wave of feeling is in place, and the mentality also seems to be a little collapsed. At this moment, when Fang Fan reminded him, he gradually recovered from that cloudy state. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2756. It's over. Yes, it's over. Cough. The referee coughed lightly, as if trying to cover up the embarrassment at the moment. At this moment, his eyes glanced at the black mist on the arena, and then he pursed his mouth. This is a damned sentence with a hammer. The other party is dead, which is too easy to sentence. This ruling. Etc. Just when the referee was about to pronounce the verdict, a cold snort came. At this moment, Xiang Chang's cold voice came from the deputy owner of the Colosseum. Who is the referee? Sentence well. Don't make a mistake. After all, this is not the same as ordinary games. Be sure to give me a strict sentence. A fair sentence. While Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, was talking, there were actually some hints and threats in his words at this moment. He Quan, the referee of Colosseum number 8, trembled subconsciously. What do these words mean? He really can't understand it. Boo boo boo, do you want to express some crazy ideas? There should be some restraint in what we say and do. Really can't be so beautiful. Take it easy, it's real. The rest are all fake. It's imaginary to the extreme. Ah. The sub-host. Yes, I will definitely pass the sentence, and the sentence will be fair. He Quan, the referee of number 8 arena, subconsciously swallowed his saliva, and then closed his eyes subconsciously. Now he is really embarrassed. What exactly is this trying to do to him? I won't talk about my brain bursting, can I stop talking like this? What's the matter with us, don't we have any points in our hearts? Ah, this person is dead, how do you want me to pronounce the sentence? Can the dead win? If the verdict is a draw, can you watch it? One is alive and kicking, the other has been wiped out. Isn't this a problem for him? After Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, threatened the referee, the audience couldn't help but exploded. Dog things are too doggy, right? Is this a threat to the referee inside and out? Is this still the deputy owner of the Coliseum? Damn, where's the face? This idiot knows Jean Tien won. That faceless demon is dead. That's right. Just get mad at me. What kind of shit, you just vomit. This is rubbish to the extreme, so let's stop with something not delicious. Vomit. Anyway, I don't want to be so aggressive now. How can such rubbish have the nerve to sit in the position of deputy owner? Such a coliseum will not be able to close down. Crap. This is obviously because he is afraid that there are too many star cores to be compensated, and he is going to make a crooked way. I wanted to make a leak plate, but I didn't expect that we would harvest the leaks in the end, so I don't want to compensate now. Trash. I'm going to put my words here today. If anyone is unfair, I'll be the first to go up and destroy him. Bring me one. I don't believe it, a coliseum can turn the sky upside down. Bring me one too. Then we'll take off directly. Who is afraid of whom? Isn't it what you go up for? Hammer stuff, without any hesitation. It's a big deal to turn against the Coliseum directly, let's rush in and get the star core we deserve. Take my money. It's like killing my parents. One word, do it. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2757. For these gamblers and viewers, it's fine if you slowly cut the leaks, you will indeed feel extremely angry in your heart, but you will slowly suppress the anger in your heart. As for leaks, there is always the honey juice confidence of leaks, and I always feel that the next wave can make money and take off. Cutting leaks like this kind of boiled frog style in warm water is actually more or less acceptable. Even if there are troublemakers, it's basically just a few people making trouble, basically just go up and beat them up, but in fact, these are not big problems. But what is the situation now? Can you still have no points in your heart? Going up is just a pounding. The things on the scene are shown too purely, and if you are not careful, you may be directly cool. In such a situation, there is quite a feeling of futility. Now they bet right, they won the star core, but now the Coliseum doesn't want to admit it. Can this work? It is absolutely impossible not to make trouble with Tianfan. Anyway, I just go up and do it, and I don't care about other things. Anyway, it's done to this extent, it doesn't matter how disgusting it is. The voice of protest grew louder and louder. Basically, the gamblers and spectators who participated in the gambling market couldn't sit still, wishing to rush forward and have a vicious fight. Needless to say anything else, this feeling is very pure. Anyway, it expresses such a pure meaning. On the high platform, Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, slipped back quietly again. Originally, he thought that the Colosseum would be destroyed by the phantom of the demon god, and his whereabouts would be gone, so he chose to run away. But now I didn't expect that demon god phantom was crushed into powder by a finger that fell from the sky. In this way, the risk factor is greatly reduced, and the rest of the things actually don't matter. As long as the Colosseum can be kept, he will still be able to continue to make money here in the future, and then he will come back. It's just that he would encounter so many gamblers and spectators around him filled with righteous indignation as soon as he came back, which was really something he never thought of. Second Master. It's not good if things get big. This incident may have already reached the ears of the field owner. The middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, Bao Ming, rolled his eyes, and then glanced at Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum. Things have come to this point, and he still can't bear to part with the star core in his hand. After working so hard to create a leak plate, I originally wanted to harvest tens of billions of low-grade star cores, but now it's all over, all the benefits are wasted, and I will suffer the most severe punishment. If you are not careful, you will lose everything. If it really comes to that time, the situation will be really harsh, and it is impossible to imagine what will happen by then. The situation collapsed here. Who could imagine such a crazy picture? As soon as he thought of this, his brain buzzed invisibly. This wave seems too difficult to deal with. But no matter how difficult it is, we have to solve it. After all, the mess is already here. If you don't solve it, something will really happen. You use my elder brother to suppress me. What are you? How dare you talk to me like that? The sound of tearing followed, and Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, scowled with a dark face and an unhappy expression. But at this time, it seems more or less emboldened. Obviously, he was not as indifferent as he appeared on the surface. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2758. The owner of the Colosseum, that is also Xiang Chang's elder brother. The Colosseum has been able to open so well, it is natural that this person's full support is unavoidable. However, the owner of the Colosseum is basically absent, and he has never shown up. No one knows where the owner of the Colosseum is. But one thing is certain, that is, the owner of the Colosseum must be a person with great powers, otherwise it would be impossible to create such a Colosseum. To some extent, this is not just as simple as the Colosseum. To be clear, this is simply a money tree. They are constantly amassing large sums of wealth. Over time, the benefits are considerable. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, took a deep breath, and the black lines on his forehead became more and more numerous. At this moment, all kinds of feelings in his heart exploded. There are more or less different feelings in my heart, anyway, it seems quite unique now. It's real, yet a bit frustrating. This is probably the attitude. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, looked at his fingerless left hand, and then his heart trembled, and he secretly swallowed a mouthful of saliva. His 5 fingers were all chopped off by his elder brother one by one, and he was not allowed to grow back. If the Colosseum is really destroyed by these gamblers, Big Brother will definitely kill me. I never doubted his viciousness. Call. No. This is absolutely not possible. This is too dangerous. It must be avoided. I can't put myself in such a dangerous situation. Steady, must be fully stabilized. This is the truth, the rest are just bullshit. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, licked his lips, and while talking, his complexion became extremely ugly after a while. You go. Go and hold them all steady. Tell them not to make trouble. It's a big deal, I'll just return their principal later. I don't want to earn their star cores. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, narrowed his eyes, and then took it for granted. The middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, Bao Ming, was speechless. Play. Is this wave really stupid or fake stupid? What's going on here? I really don't know what's going on in my heart. Feeling comfortable after this wave of slapping in the face? This slap in the face doesn't need to be so ruthless, does it? How difficult it is to come down after a wave, do you have no points in your heart? Second master, if they only wanted to return their principal, they wouldn't be so excited. Since we have opened the game, there is absolutely no possibility of cheating. The reputation of our Colosseum doesn't matter. It stinks anyway, but you know, these gamblers now think that our Colosseum has embezzled the substantial benefits that should belong to them. I say that, second master, you should understand. Now unless we directly compensate them for the star core they won one by one, it is impossible for them to let it go. At that time, they will gather together, rush over frantically, and disrupt everything here. Second master, you should know what I said. You have always been a very sensible person, I hope you will be sensible this time. This matter can't get bigger. Otherwise, I'm afraid even the owner of the field will not be able to suppress it. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2759. Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, took a deep breath, and almost vomited blood while talking. Damn it! So greedy. Can't turn your head around? With such an IQ, I'm ashamed to be the sub-host. The middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, Bao Ming, breathed out a foul breath, and his eyes rolled subconsciously. I naturally feel extremely violent in my heart, but I still have to stop in front of this person. After all, people's status are all there, which seems very embarrassing. No matter how stupid he is, it is enough to have an elder brother who is the master of the scene. So it is the one in front of me who has the right to speak in the Colosseum. Then you have to admire the billions of low-grade star cores. This will empty out our Colosseum. Asshole. This is the wealth I have saved for many years. Call. Hoo. It's all the bastard's fault. It's him. It's him. It's this bastard who caused all this to happen. Is it Fang Fan? Even if this beam is formed today, just wait, sooner or later you will be crippled. The bones in the lower jaw of Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, trembled wildly. He was talking with an angry expression on his face. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling directly follows the broken position. Anyway, this is what I think in my heart. Very real and more explicit. Second Master, now it's not a question of who will be abolished and who will not be abolished. The most important thing right now is to solve things. As far as our current situation is concerned, how should we deal with it? Those gamblers may rush over at any time. Although the defensive strength of our Colosseum is not weak, it can't withstand the impact of so many people. Don't forget that Uncle King Shura is still there. The middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, Bao Ming, licked his lips and said very truthfully. Now that we have reached this point, what are we talking about? What is the real meaning? That is it. New. Where did all this nonsense come from? The deputy owner will deal with it himself. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, said impatiently. While speaking, Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, flew directly to the top of the number 8 Colosseum. Hurry up and announce the result. What are you waiting for? Isn't this an obvious situation? These people are all dead. Don't you know how to pronounce the sentence? Why do I raise such a waste like you in the Colosseum? The vice owner of the Colosseum went up and cursed at the head and face. While talking, the gesture of gnashing his teeth was very real. Anyway, that's probably the attitude now. At this moment, He Quan, the judge on the number 8 arena, looked bewildered. This. What kind of will is this trying to express? Why can't I understand something? Can you take it easy a little bit? Let's be safe in every aspect, isn't it good? Deputy host, you, what do you mean? It's so difficult for me. Judge He Quan on the number 8 arena was about to cry. In such an obvious situation, how could he not know how to pronounce the sentence? It's just that you expressed dissatisfaction at the beginning, didn't you? That's why I stood here speechless in a panic. Now you came here again to let me pronounce the sentence normally, and you are still so fierce. What do you want me to do? I'm about to go crazy for acting with you. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2760. From the perspective of He Quan, the referee of the number 8 Coliseum, he really doesn't know what kind of nerves this deputy owner has. Boo 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 roar. Until now, he didn't understand much. If you want to say that you are dissatisfied, just say it. Why don't you just say it clearly? As for Ao, how are there any of these? Is the current situation what you can imagine? What's wrong with holding on a little bit? The former sentence, the latter instruction, there is no match between the two. This is so embarrassing. This time the thoughts gathered here, and I was inexplicably deeply moved. I don't know what to say at this time. Let it all explode. Deputy host, do you mean what I understand? I'm really confused. Otherwise you will come to judge. I'm afraid. Coliseum Magistrate number 8 took a deep breath, then shrank his neck subconsciously, and while talking, a bitter look appeared on his face. What else can I say at this time? The brain just hurts, okay. This wave of mentality has long since completely collapsed. Piss off. If I can pronounce a sentence, what use is it to you? Don't give me a hippie smile. What is the situation? What is the situation? Are you blind? Or lack of heart? The faceless demon is dead. Don't you want to judge a dead man to win? What on earth are you thinking? Jean reminded you before, let you be fair and just. Is this how fair and just you are as a co-author? Asshole. It's really embarrassing to throw it home. How come you are such a scum out of our Colosseum? I will put my words here today, we will never do any injustice in the Colosseum. Our Colosseum strives for the top, for the sake of fairness. Our Colosseum is definitely not the kind of Colosseum that you can't afford to gamble on. I'm not worried about such a small amount of star core, so what are you worrying about? Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, was speaking, and then he spoke with confidence. This wave of talking really seems to be the case. At least it looks really exciting. But when he reached the eyes, the corners of his mouth couldn't help twitching, and black lines gathered on his forehead. Ah, this. Can you stop for a little while? Sand sculpture, isn't it? What the hell are you talking about? Why some don't understand what's going on. He wanted to be a cousin just now, but now he has become so righteous again. He Quan, the judge of Coliseum number 8, let out a breath, and then showed a wry smile on his face. What a humming dog. What kind of dog is this? What are you talking about? What's going on? I can't understand more and more. Boo boo boo, is it really loud? Wouldn't it be nice to just take it easy? Do you have to take off? Fly a hammer. Cough. The referee officially announces that the match is victorious. Number 8 Coliseum Magistrate He Quan took a deep breath, and then declared quite solemnly. This wave of announcements basically settled the matter. There is no need to say much about the rest of the things, and the feelings gradually become real. Whatever you say or do, you have something in your heart. After the referee made the official announcement, the audience erupted in full force.